Ralphie, let's go. Who's a good boy? Yeah, good boy. Ralphie, a little bit more. Yeah, there's my boy. There's my boy. Right. Good boy. So if he feels that tension on the leash and comes back to it, he gets a treat for it. So he starts to learn to go along with where the leash is going. As long as he's with us and has a loose leash like now. Good boy, handsome. You can give him a treat. So you don't want him to go any further than the curb, unless you tell him he can go and sniff. So for example, go sniff. What's that over there? I know, that's their treat in my hand. What's that? And you can point to things to sniff, and then you can give him a moment. And then when he's done, or when you're done, let's go. Yeah, good boy. Give him a little treat. So you see how the leash is loose? And when he slows down, when I start talking, he gets a treat. So all those are treatable moments for a Ralphie. Good boy. He just heard a dog bark in the distance over there. So he gets treats automatically when he hears other dogs barking. Yeah, Ralphie, let's go. So now he's really noticed them, so we walk through it. Come on, buddy. Let's go. Good boy. And when he does, he gets a treat. And we continue to walk through it. Good boy. We give him a treat for paying attention to us. Good boy. As long as he's in a bubble to maintain this loose leash, he gets a treat. So he can go a little bit ahead if he wants. You can see he keeps coming back, so I want to give him a treat for that. Because he's adjusting his own speed, which is amazing. And you're such an amazing boy. Talking to him, too, can get his attention and bring him back into position. If you ever want to practice coming to a stop and having him go into an SIT, just come to a stop and either ask him, Ralphie, what's over there? Oh, it's a bird. That's why you're distracted. Let's try that again. Come on. Ralphie, sit. You're going to hold your hand above his head. You would pretend like you have something for him to go into a sit. And then give him a treat. And make that consistent whenever you come to a stop. And then he'll come to a Ralphie. Ralphie. Yeah, he's getting a little distracted by the environment. There's more birds. I know. Where's that barky dog? Back there. Okay. And you just come to a sit if we need to. There we go. And let's go. Oh boy. So there's now tension on the leash. So I'm using my left hand to slow him down. My left hand is kind of an anchor. If I need to bring him to a place, and then my left hand also becomes my treat hand. And my left hand then goes back to the leash. Stopping him from crossing in front of me, stopping him from going too far forward if I really need to. So you can see, well, the leash is really wrapped around my right hand, the opposite hand of wherever my dog is. So if you're walking him on the right, your leash is being held by the left. And your floating hand, your treat hand, and your leash guidance hand will float amongst giving him a treat and also holding the leash. So we gotta get ready for these dogs coming up on our butt. And cross across the street. Alright, let's go, handsome. Let's see if they're coming up. Yep. We got into some shade, into a driveway. It's a whole pack of them. Oh man, this is gonna be tough for you, buddy. Okay, looks like they got to their house because they're bringing in the garbage. All right. So whenever Ralphie does see dogs out and about on his walks, he gets reactive to them and barks at them, pulls at them. So anytime he sees a dog or hears a dog barking, we need to give him a treat while he's quiet and not reacting to them. When he is reacting to them, earlier in this video, we want to just walk through it, walk away. We do not meet dogs when we're barking. No, we do not. He does not need to be friends with every single dog in the neighborhood or every single dog that he meets. Right here. Come on, buddy. Let's go. So how he lagged there. I continue walking forward and give him a little pressure on the leash. He catches up and then walks a couple of steps with me, and I give him a treat. So when I'm giving him a treat is right now just randomly when I feel like there's been a long enough time where we've walked and the leash has been loose like this. It could be a number of steps if you're counting steps. It could be anywhere between 5 and 10 steps. It could be 10 and 15 steps. It could be houses after we pass by a house, 2 houses, things along those lines. But if you're passing a house while pulling, I'm not going to call it this house. So, if, for example, if we're counting driveways, because you're pulling past this driveway, I'm not going to call this one if I'm counting houses. So, now that he's slowed down, now I would consider this house as 1. And then when we pass another house, and you've been really nice, so now we've passed house 1, we're coming up to house 2 now, and if he pulls at the very end here, now that he slowed down, but if he did, I would recount and consider this house 0. Good boy, yeah, there you go. I would start the house counts again. There's a car coming up behind us. Hug the curb. So if he's really pulling like this, you could give him a little pressure back. Just a little tug back. He hits the end, he gets a little tug back. Hits the end, gets a 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 tug back. That's the consequence of hitting the end like this. It happens every single time. Your shoulder will get a workout, but there's a consequence to pulling. And when you pull, you get that. And if you want to avoid that, you will start to avoid pulling. Good boy, Ralphie. There you go. Once you do get a loose leash, in a scenario where he is really pulley, Ralphie, we may then not count houses, but we may start counting steps. So since we are now at your house, in your driveway, and that's when he really started to get pulley, you give him a treat, good boy, at every couple of steps, as long as he's not pulling me. So I'm going to lower my criteria rather than 2 houses to maybe 3-4 steps of not pulling me back to the house. Ralphie, and I'll talk to him, get his attention before he hits the end of that leash, and reward that. Good boy. I know we need some water is what we need. So this is to combat him, that when he gets to the house, he just pulls to the house. So we still walk nicely from door exit to door entrance. There we are. We're back. This way, buddy. Ralphie. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh boy. And then we can also now, off leash, practice coming when called. Either in the yard, here and here. Get some water first. Good man. So as we exit into your beautiful big backyard, we'll want to maintain Ralphie's attention. Good boy. Handsome man. Ralphie. Even a couple of steps out of the gate, we start working with him, staying attentive to us. We walk, he follows us, and he gets a treat. See, without saying a single thing, just the fact that I'm walking and he's following me wherever I'm going, he's going to get a treat for that. This is how you create a Velcro dog. And then now I'm going to start to relax that and gain more distance. And once he gets distracted, I'll call his name, see if I could get his attention back to me, or cover more distance. And if he follows me, I'll give him another treat for that. Oops. I'm going to use a drop treat on the ground as an advantage to walk away from him and then call him. Ralphie, come! Yeah, there you go. So anytime that he is away, it's a perfect opportunity to call him back to you. And when he does run back to you, to give him a treat. Good boy. Such a handsome man. So handsome. You can also, if you need to buy yourself some distance, take a treat or two, toss it on the ground, walk away from him, wait until he finishes eating. Ralphie, come! Yeah, good boy. And if you want to practice him sitting, just move the treat above his head like that, and he'll go into that natural sit position after he comes to you. So don't call him over and then ask him to sit, but call him over, give him a treat, and as he's getting treats, you can move the treat up, and he'll go into a sit like that. And then it turns into, Ralphie, come here. And then he gets a treat. All right, buddy. So, again, just taking a couple of treats, breaking them up in my hands, tossing them on the ground, buying myself some time to walk away from him. Ralphie, come! Saying at one time, the lag there was because he was still finishing the food on the ground. Yeah, such a handsome man. So, give it a little moment. He's going to always pick food, but eventually you will be able to pull him away once he hears that word, because you'll also have something really good. Something really, really good for you. Yeah. Keep you on your toes. Keep you on your toes. So let him wander. Let him do his thing. And then call him. Or just walk away from him and you can see he's magnetized to me. So rather than telling him don't do that, I'll just walk away from him. Yeah, because wherever I go, you go. Wherever I go, you go. If you stay entertaining, reinforcing, enriching to this little guy, he won't want to leave your side because you'll be the best thing in town. do want him to be independent too, but it's great to have that magnetism. It's great to have that kind of invisible leash. Ralphie, come. If he doesn't, that's fine. He just lost his opportunity for a treat. Yeah, but even if he comes over eventually, you still want to give him a treat. Maybe just one little treat. Good, fast responses. Maybe give him more treats. Longer distances, also give him more treats. Quicker responses, more treats. Slow responses, less treats, right? A+ effort gets A+ valued treats. CB effort gets CB value treats, or quantity of treats. So if I'm working with the same treat, Ralphie, come. That may be one treat that I break up into 2, 3. I know it usually fell. Little bites like that. Where the old one, the last one he called, he may have gotten that much for it. So there's a difference now of if I respond faster, I'll get better and or more treats. If I respond slower, I'll get no treats or very little treats. Oh, you're the devil. Oh, you're the devil. Okay, buddy. We done? Yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum, yum. So now he's following me longer and longer. I didn't say a single thing, right? I was walking. He started following me. Good boy. Yeah. Want some water? Some more?